Hello friends, how are you? I hope you all are doing really good. So let's continue with our discussion on standard costing that we have been doing. And I hope all of you are revising it properly. All of you are able to cover it properly side by side, right? That is what I told you in the previous lectures also. That what you people should do is watch whatever the lectures you are watching the same day, revise them next day. That is very important. That will save a lot of time. When you are listening to a lecture, the very next day when you are going to revise it, it will take hardly 15 minutes, right? But it will have a lasting impact on your mind. Mark my words, this is a very good strategy if you want to really remember the things for any subject. Not only I'm not only about talking about the cost accounting, I'm talking about any subject, especially the theory subjects. When you are studying audit, when you are studying law, right, this strategy works really good in these theory subjects, right? So adopt this policy. Whatever you are studying one day, make it a habit of revising it the very next day. It will take hardly 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, right? And if you can do one more thing, again revise it one day after that, it will hardly take 10 minutes, but it will always have a lasting impact. You will not forget that topic. It is a tried and tested thing. I also used to do the same thing, right? So it is a tried and tested thing if you really want to do something good. Okay. So now in the standard costing, what we have covered so far, we have covered first about the direct material variances. We have covered about that. Direct material variances. Then we have covered about the direct labor variances. So these two variances we have covered. We have covered the practical part also, right? So guys, if you want to do the ICS study mat questions, there is a separate series that is available on my mobile app, KSJ Teaching. Go to the Play Store. You will find it there. KSJ Teaching, search for KSJ Teaching app. There is a separate series in which we have done the detailed discussion of the ICI SM series. Anyhow, download the app. How the app is going to help you, you will get a lot of material there. Fast track courses are there. The ICI SM series is there. Some really useful courses at very nominal prices, right? And we keep coming up with the new courses, right? Sometimes there may be a live course also. There was a live course in English that we conducted for the ICISM series. So there can be live courses. You will get the notifications for that. So you must download the Android app. The link is given in the video description, right? So download that and keep it handy with you. You will get the notifications whenever we are coming up with some test series or we are coming up with some, special courses will be coming up for the upcoming attempts. We'll be coming up with some really good courses, really special courses for the upcoming attempts, right? So do download the app and keep the notifications on. We'll notify you whenever there is a new course in line. Okay, now coming to the standard costing. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon so that you get all the notifications, and most importantly, share with all your friends. Now coming to standard costing, we are going to start with our new variance, right? We are going to start with a new variance, and the new variance is the overhead variances, right? So we are going to discuss something about overhead variances, right? Overhead variances. Now, if we talk about overhead variances, we have two types of overheads. When we talk about overhead variances, as I discussed, we are going to discuss about the variable overhead variances, variable overhead variances, right? And then we are going to have fixed overhead variances, fixed overhead variances. Now, in this lecture, we are going to cover this variable overhead variances. If we talk about variable overhead variances, this is extremely easy. Extremely easy. We'll complete it in this lecture only. It is going to be a very small lecture because nothing much to discuss in this variable overhead, right? If we talk about the fixed overhead variances, I will say easy, not extremely easy. I will say easy, right? Because there are a lot of formulas in the fixed overhead variances. You need to understand each and everything. Some things to be understood very carefully, right? More formulas than material and labor variances in the fixed overhead variances. So this is one part that you will need to understand very carefully. But variable overhead variances, these are extremely easy, nothing to be discussed much in that. Only one practical problem we have to do in the variable overheads, right? Now, when we talk about the overhead variances, what you need to know, when we talk about the overheads, let's say first we are going to talk about the overheads. We have already covered this chapter of overheads, isn't it? So what are overheads? Overheads are my indirect expenses. Overheads are my indirect expenses, that is those expenses which are not identifiable in one unit of the finished product, right? All those expenses related to material, labor and other expenses, all those which are indirect, we call them overheads, right? So overheads, if we want to identify these overheads, these are not directly identifiable in the one unit of the finished product. If we want to make the overheads identifiable in the one unit of the finished product, then what we do? Sir, we absorb overheads, right? We have studied about the absorption of overheads. We absorb overheads. So for the absorption of overheads, we have studied something. We say that for the absorption of overheads, we need a base, right? We absorb on the basis of the budgeted data of the previous year, that in the previous year something has happened. So we assume that in the next year also something same will happen, right? This is absorption of overheads based on the budgeted data, based on the data of the previous year. That is what we do. Now, if we talk from the standard costing point of view, if we have to absorb overheads, what are the bases that we have? What are the bases that we have studied? So if you want to absorb the overhead, so there are two bases only. One is either the direct material. The first base that we have is direct material. The second base that we have is direct labor, right? So these are the only two bases that we have if you want to absorb the overheads, right? I'm talking about the overheads, journal overheads, whether it is variable or whether it is a fixed overhead, both the overheads. For the absorption of overheads, either we are going to use the direct material or we are going to use the direct labor, right? 99.9% questions will be using the direct labor, right? Only 0.1% will be considering the material, right? 99.9% direct labor will be, or the hours, labor hours, I can say. Direct labor means the labor hours or the labor cost, whatever it is, the labor hours will be used for this instead of the material quantity. Now, if we say, now we are going to talk about the variable overheads, right? So first we are going to talk about variable overheads. Variable overhead variances. Variable overhead variances. Right? We are going to talk about variable overhead variances. Now, when we talk about the variable overhead, that means these overheads vary with the change in the level of activity. These variable overheads, these vary with the level of activity, vary with the level of activity, and mostly they vary in such a way that cost per unit remains constant. That cost per unit remains constant, right? Most of the times this will happen if we talk about the exclusively variable overheads, right? Now I say that I want to absorb these variable overheads on the basis of labor hours, right? I want to absorb variable overheads on the basis of labor hours, and then I want to find out my variances, right? That means you are setting some standards of the variable overhead on the basis of labor hours, and then you are going to compare the actual variable overheads which have been computed on the basis of labor hours. Now, if we talk about from the variance point of view, what will be the table? We are obviously going to prepare the table, that is standard hours for actual output, right? What is the standard number of labor hours which will be required? Standard rate now is the variable cost rate, right? This is the standard rate is for the variable cost. What is per hour variable cost that we are setting the standards? This is not the labor hour rate which we are paying. I'm saying the variable cost rate. So from here you will get the standard cost, standard variable cost. After that, actual hours, actual rate, and the actual variable cost that is incurred. This is standard variable cost, right? And this is my actual variable cost. Now we are absorbing on the basis of labor. That is why we are using hours. That what is the standard hours for the actual output and what is the actual hours? Standard rate is the variable cost rate, variable absorption rate per hour. Now this, if we talk about the standard rate, this is absorption rate per hour. This is absorption rate per hour, right? And if we talk about this actual rate is actual rate paid per hour. This is actual rate per hour, right? So this is the standard rate, that is the rate which is calculated on the basis of the budgeted data, on the basis of the previous year data, on the basis of which we are going to absorb, right? This is the standard rate, standard cost. For actual output, what is my standards? Hours, standard rate of variable, that is the absorption rate, standard cost, right? This is the cost absorbed basically. This is cost absorbed, right? What is the actual expenditure? See, when we try to find out the variance, we have studied about under and over absorption. That is what the variance between the standards or between the absorbed and the actual data. This is what we are going to find here. What is the standards for the actual output that you are manufacturing? What is the standards? That means how much of the units you have planned for the absorption, right? Standards is basically what you are going to absorb. Actual is what actual expenditure happened. The difference will show you the under or the over absorption. Very simple. The same concept of under and over absorption that we have already studied. Standard cost shows that on the basis of actual data, on the basis of actual hours, right? Actual output, on the basis of the actual output, what is my standard hours and multiplied by the absorption rate, right? So that will give you the cost that you are going to absorb. You have planned to absorb the cost that you have planned to absorb in the 1 unit of finished goods, whereas your actual cost, this AC, this actual cost, this may vary. This will give you the under or the over absorption of overheads, right? So the table will remain the same, right? Where as we have used in the labor variances. Now, if you have to absorb it on the basis of the material, then also the table will remain the same. Here, standard quantity for actual output, standard price, standard cost, actual quantity, actual price, actual cost. There, instead of hours, we'll be using the quantity. That is the only difference that will be there, right? So understood the concept that if we talk about the standards of the actual output, that means we are talking about the cost that is to be absorbed, that we have planned to absorb based on the absorption rate, right? Based on the number of hours for the actual output. Now, the actuals may vary. So this is the absorption of overheads. Now, coming to the formula part, if we talk about the formulas, the first formula that we have is variable overhead cost variance. The first one is variable overhead cost variance, right? That is very, very simple. Variable overhead cost variance, that is standard cost minus standard cost for actual output, right? So I can write it as standard cost for actual output minus actual cost, right? The second one is on the similar lines. Second one is variable overhead rate variance, right? Rate variance. So again, on the same lines, rate variance, standard rate, that is the absorption rate, standard rate, or we can call it as absorption rate also, right? Minus the actual rate multiplied by actual hours. The third one is variable overhead efficiency variance. Obviously, we are based the base of this is the labor hours, so we'll calculate variable overhead efficiency variance. Efficiency variance. Right? So efficiency is dependent upon the number of hours. So standard hours for actual output minus actual hours multiplied by standard rate. So this is all about the variable overhead variances. No mix variance, no yield variance, because there is not going to be different labor, that because we are not calculating what payment we are making for the labor. No, we are not calculating that. We are calculating the overheads on the basis of the labor hours. That's it. Right? So if we are not calculating the labor cost, there is no role of dividing the labor into skilled, unskilled or semi-skilled, whatever it is. We are dividing in the labor variances because we want to know the labor cost. Here we are not interested in calculating the labor cost, that how much is we are paying to the skilled labor, how much we are paying to the semi-skilled labor or the unskilled labor. No. We only want to know what is my variable overheads based on labor hours. Right? So these are the only three formulas which are available in the variable overheads part, right? Variable overhead cost variance, rate variance, and the efficiency variance. Now this part is important for you people to understand, that standards on the basis of actual output is basically what I am going to absorb, what I am planning to absorb. Standard rate is, what is standard rate? The rate calculated on the basis of the budgeted data, the rate which I am going to use for the absorption on the basis of actual output. What is actual rate? The actual rate that you have paid for, right? Actual rate of overhead. So here the rate means the variable overhead rate. Variable overhead absorption rate. Standard cost means the cost which you are planning to absorb, whereas the actual cost may vary from this, right? So this is an important part. Clear? If this part is clear, these are the three formulas. Same, absolutely same. The formulas are not going to change anyhow, right? The three formulas which we have understood, which we have studied in the labor variances, the same three formulas we are going to use in the variable overhead variances, right? So let's do one practical problem on this. Question number 5. So all those who want to have the files, these files are available on our mobile app, right? KSJ Teaching. So as I told you at the very beginning that you must download the app, because there is a lot of content that you will find there, lot of useful courses which can really make your marks go from 40 to 70 easily. The ICISM series, sir, brilliant, most important, right? Okay. Let's read the question. The following is an extract of some relevant data of a hypothetical limited relating to its variable factory overheads, right? Standard hours allowed per unit to standard variable overhead cost allowed per direct labor hour 30 rupees. Now this is the standard rate of variable overheads. Clear? Actual production 80 units, actual direct labor hours used 165, actual variable overheads incurred, that is 5180. Determine the variable overhead cost variance, right? We'll calculate all the variances, right? Determine variable overhead variances. Simple. Variable overhead variances. This is what we need to calculate, right? Let's make a table. Question number 5. Let's prepare a table. Now it is on the basis of labor hours. So I'll say standard hours for actual output. No role of revised standard hours in this case, right? Standard hours for actual output, standard rate, standard cost, actual hours, actual rate, and actual cost. Let's see what is the information that is given to us. They say for making 1 unit, the standard hours allowed is 2. So what will be the standard hours for the actual output? The actual output is 80 units. So my standard hours for the actual output of 80 units will be 80 multiplied by 2, 160, right? 80 multiplied by 2. So what is the standard rate given? 30. So what is my standard cost? 4800. What is my actual hours? Actual hours are given how much? 165. Right? What is the actual cost? Actual cost is given as 5180. So actual rate will come out to be 31.4. This will be approximately, right? It will come in points. Now, this is an important point here. If this rate is coming in the points, in decimals, this rate is coming, right? Not restricted to 2-3 decimals. But how to deal with it, I will tell you, listen to it very carefully, right? To get absolutely correct answer, to get absolutely accurate answer, how to deal with it, I'll let you know. Listen to it very carefully. Now we'll calculate variable overhead cost variance, right? So that is standard cost minus actual cost. So the standard cost is 4800 minus the actual cost is 5180. Okay, so this is 380 adverse. Obviously it is adverse. After that, when we talk about the variable overhead rate variance, this is standard rate minus actual rate multiplied by actual hours. Now, in the normal scenario, what we will do is standard rate is 30. Actual rate, we have just taken it till 1 decimal, that is 31.4. It comes as 31.39 something, right? The full one multiplied by 165. Now the answer of this, listen to it very carefully, the answer of it will come in the points, right? So how to avoid this situation in case this actual rate is in decimals? I'll tell you what is the decimal. 5180 divided by 165. This comes as, otherwise, one second. Otherwise, if you will do the calculation, it will come out as 31.3939393939. It will come like this, right? So I've taken it as 31.4, but your answer, to get the accurate answer, what you do in such scenarios is, do not write like this. What do you do? Multiply actual hours with standard rate and actual rate. That means we can rewrite this as standard rate multiplied by actual hours, right, minus actual rate multiplied by actual hours. We can write it like this, right? What is my standard rate? Standard rate is 30 multiplied by actual hours, that is 165, right? What is my actual rate multiplied by actual hours? This is nothing but my actual cost. So my actual cost is 5180. So I'll take the actual cost directly. I will not say 31.4 multiplied by 165, because in that case this will vary, right? 31.4 multiplied by 165, this will come as 5181. So there will be a difference. Even that is correct. Don't worry. That is not wrong. Even if you are going to do it 31.4 multiplied by 165, there will be a difference little bit. But to be accurate, just bifurcate it. Standard rate multiplied by actual hours minus actual rate multiplied by actual hours, right? So this is nothing but your actual cost. You have taken the actual cost, right? So this comes out to 4950 minus 5180. This comes out to 230 adverse, right? So this is another scenario that you need to learn. Now, after that, coming to the third one, that is variable overhead efficiency variance. Efficiency variance is standard hours for actual output minus actual hours multiplied by standard rate, right? So what is my standard hours for actual output? That is 160 minus actual hours 165 multiplied by standard rate, that is 30. So this comes out to 150 adverse. Now variable overhead cost variance is dependent upon the hours and the rate, right? The cost will change if there is a difference in the rate, or there is a difference in the efficiency, or the difference in the hours. So from here I can say variable overhead cost variance is equal to variable overhead rate variance plus variable overhead efficiency variance, right? So in this case, if you can see, what is variable overhead cost variance? Cost variance comes out to 380 adverse, right? So this is 380 adverse is equal to, what is rate variance? Rate variance is 230 adverse plus efficiency variance, that is 150 adverse. So the total will be 380 adverse, right? So this is how the variable overhead variances are to be done, right? Some similar kind of questions can be there, which can be asked in the examination. In the examination, what kind of questions are normally asked? If we talk about standard costing, either the mix yield variances will be asked from material, labor, or sometimes what they do is they mix the variances, right? In a single question, they will ask you material variances also, they will ask you labor also, they will ask you variable overheads also, and they will ask you the fixed overhead variances also. They can do that. There are questions in which they will mix all these variances into one, and they can ask this question for 10 marks easily, right? So each and every variance you need to understand. For the overhead variances, the only important thing that you need to understand is that we absorb the overheads on the basis of, on some basis. In this case, mostly it is the labor hours on which we are going to absorb, right? And this is how the absorption rate is there, the cost that we are planning to absorb on the basis of actual output, and what is the actual cost for actual output actually incurred, right? So this is about the variable overhead variances. So with this, our variable overhead variances are complete. Nothing much to be discussed in that. Now, in the next lecture, we are going to start with the fixed overhead variances. Listen to those variances very carefully. Very important variances, I will say. Very, very, very important variances, right? So next lecture will start with fixed overhead variances. Fixed overhead variances, right? So be attentive in this, right? First, before you start with the fixed overhead variances, I will say revise all the variances thoroughly. Do whatever questions you want to do, you can do, right? All those who are having my handbooks, they can practice the question from my handbooks plus the ICI SM till fixed overhead variances, right? Before we start with the fixed overhead variances, revise all the variances. The base should be clear, only then we will be able to build on that. Okay, so see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, keep studying, keep sharing. All the best. Thank you so much.